So, welcome all masters. Today is the third session in our 9-week series to enhance your meditation. And today we'll be talking about yoga or stretching. We will talk about why we are calling yoga or stretching, though we don't intend to mean yoga is stretching, but for this purpose, this is what we are referring as a topic. So, we reviewed this last week, what I call the house of meditation. I firmly believe in based on my own experience and others. Yoga or stretching, there is a reason why I feel it's a foundation. It's the base. And that's what the topic is. Now, to clarify right as we start, yoga is like an ocean, right? It's so deep that even in one's lifetime, if you want to learn the entire yoga, all the yoga sutras and everything, it's very difficult. It is that vast. But here, for our purpose of meditation, we are only talking about what we call upayoga or stretching, warm-up exercise, whichever way you may take it. That is the part that we are saying as a base, as a foundation. So why and how? This is linked to meditation. That's what we will discuss today. And one by one, we will take other pillars or part of this house of meditation, which is pranayama breathing, we will take next week, and then affirmation, visualization, forgiveness, gratitude. So we'll go one by one. Because it is the base, today we will take yoga and stretching. To make your meditation more powerful, that means whatever time you are doing, doesn't matter you do 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, how to get most out of it, how to increase the power or the benefit of meditation, what you are doing. So let's look into this, why we are talking about stretching. Now, when we say stretching, typically we think of either athletes, we think of some kind of exercise form that it is good for those, performance enhancing kind of exercise for athletes, and also, okay, it is for them. Sometimes we say, okay, if you get injured, some kind of muscle pull and all, we do stretching. But how it is linked to meditation? That's the question. So it does help in lengthening the muscle or elongation of the muscle. Absolutely. That's why athletes, or when you are in some kind of situation, muscle pull and all, it is recommended. So what it does is, when you are doing that, it's not the lengthening or elongation we are concerned with, but it is more of the flexibility, the elasticity, which improves when we do these stretching exercises, if you may call it, or just yoga. And what it does is it delays the aging factor. That means with age, the muscles get impacted just like the entire body and your all the organs. And this is the importance of stretching, means that your mobility, your movements remains stable or as good as possible, even as you are aging. And what is yoga? And then we will see why we are talking it. Because when we say yoga, as I mentioned, it is so vast, people get pulled into in one direction. And that's why I put stretching. That means we are indicating which part of yoga we are intending. So today, the moment you say yoga, people think asanas. If somebody says, I do yoga, means typically people are trying to say, oh yeah, I practice different asanas. So asana is just one of the many tools available in yoga for healing of the individual. It's not that yoga only means asanas. There are so many sutras, when we are talking about yoga. Patanjali described it so well. And only 3 of those, 196. So you can say roughly 1.5% talking about asanas. Other sutras, they are talking about conscious breathing. They talk about meditation. They talk about the lifestyle, the diet, visualization, how, sound impacts you, how you can make use of sound in your life for healing, and so on and so forth. Many more. So you see, asanas is just a small part. So in general, in talking, yes, one can say yoga, I'm doing yoga or I'm going for yoga. Good, understanding purpose, no issue. But from here in our meditation, you see yoga does include breathing, which sometimes we just say pranayam, right? And we think conscious breathing is pranayam. So there are still something, and we will talk about when we come to that in the next session. And meditation. Now, is this just yogas like Patanjali Yoga Sutras or some Vedas or Indian text, or there is a science behind it? So when you talk about yoga, though it's Sanskrit word yuj, and it means union. So yoga is reflection of union, or it is indicating, or it means union where your mind and body is key. So yes, when you do regular practice, it does promotes strength, endurance, flexibility, like we talked about, the muscle elongation and all those benefits that you get. On top of just the muscle part, it helps you in improving the characteristic of friendliness, compassion, self-control. It brings calmness. So it induces all this, means it is impacting your thoughts, hence feeling, hence emotions, and on a longer run, it develops your personality. So if you're an angry person, all of a sudden you will say you will become calm. You will become much more balanced person. Now, these benefits come from meditation also. If you recall the benefits of meditation, you will see the same list. So what does it mean? It means they are taking you in the same direction. They are not talking two different things. If you do yoga alone, you get the same benefit. You do pranayama alone, you get the benefit. Meditation, of course, same benefits. What's happening? The power is increasing. So that's why we say, okay, start with yoga, then switch or progress to pranayama, progress to meditation. So you are going higher and higher. Different scientific research papers have proved this. The therapeutic effect of yoga, its ability to increase your well-being, the quality of life. So it is no more that, okay, it's a literature, is text, is this and that. It is a proven thing. Now we have nadis. There are 72,000 nadis, 36 on the left side, 36 on the right side, which we call Ida and Pingla. In Chinese, the traditional Chinese medicine, they describe meridians. There are 12 meridians. You may have heard about yin yang, 6 and 6, total 12 meridians. They are also reflecting the same thing, what we call nadis, and the way we describe it is energy flow path. These are invisible. They are not like veins where the blood is flowing. They are invisible, but the energy flows through these paths in our body. If there is any blockage in any of the nadis or meridian, we develop illness, disease, health issues there. So when the energy is flowing, anywhere it finds a blockage, it starts working on it. It opens them up, removes the blockage, and hence back to your health. Because if blockage means illness or dropping in your health, opening means you are gaining, you are coming back to your optimum level with respect to the health. So yoga is a holistic technique, stress management, of course. Now, this word stress management itself is, debatable, because why would you want to manage your stress? You don't want stress, right? But people do yoga as a stress management, but ideally you don't want stress in your life. So that means totally elimination. And you see, you just want to calm down. You want a peaceful day. Yes, there may be turmoil. There may be situations, whether it's weather, traffic, colleagues, work, business, home. You will have issues around you. It's not that because you do yoga, the issues will disappear. No, but your mind will be more stable. Mind will be at peace. So it doesn't matter what life is throwing at you, the way you handle life will be totally different. You will be relaxed. You will not lose your self-confidence just because somebody says something and, we start dancing around. If somebody says, I'm not good in this, or I'm bad, or this, that may be that person's perception, opinion. But that doesn't mean I will start doubting myself. My working, my efficiency, my attentiveness, all those things will remain high. I'm not dropping my level because somebody's statement, somebody's action, or anything. I may be irritated, yes, but it will be much lower compared to when I didn't do yoga. And when all these positivity comes in me, obviously I'm looking for tomorrow, what tomorrow brings for me. I'm working for the better future in terms of productiveness. Better means what more I can do, what better use of my life I can, on daily basis, not just for me, but for others as well. So let's look into some biological impacts, right? Based on the body, based on how the body functions. So what it does first is, we are talking about those nadis, the energy flow. It balances. Balance means left and right. We talked about Ida and Pingla. If it is imbalance, if one side is much higher than the other, it will create imbalance, hence your health issues in the body. Absolutely. So what happens when the imbalance stays for a long time? It becomes a chronic issue. So this balancing is very critical. So when you practice yoga, it is bringing you in such a physiological state, which is just the opposite, or it's taking you out of fight or flight system, which is nothing but the stress response. It is required for the survival, but it is not a healthy state. Short term, okay, but when the whole day you are staying in fight or flight, stress is no good, because our body is designed for short term, not throughout the day. Without realizing, we end up living like this. And this is where the imbalance between mind and body comes. So when you do this, when you do yoga, you get into a balanced physiological state, hence your mind and body connectivity or functioning, or your basically functioning will be optimized, because there is no imbalance. And hence it will lower the stress level. Your cortisol, adrenaline, that level will come down, while improving and increasing the positive hormones. You have endorphin, you have dopamine, oxytocin, the positive one. And these are the ones which act as a natural painkiller, mood elevator. You will be healthy, you will be happy. What we call the love hormone. That means the feeling of oneness. You are not fighting with each other. You are appreciating others' point of view. You are working with others better. So those hormones level will go up. The stress level will go down. Because what it does is, it works in the sympathetic area of hypothalamus, which is the main part of the brain. So it is basically helping you. It's preventing getting into that stress mode. Because this inhibition, which is preventing, it optimizes the body's sympathetic response to stress. It regulates the reflex mechanism, means the autonomous nervous system. It's working autonomously. You don't have to say, make my pH so and so, make my blood pressure so and so, my body temperature. No, it works automatically. So once that is optimized, your body is functioning at optimum level. And the fear, aggressiveness, rage, all those negative, low-level emotions are reduced. So if you're working on fear, greed, guilt, all those things, you get a boost, you get help in reducing those. And it stimulates the center of the brain, which, kind of rewards in the sense of, feeling of oneness, blissfulness, and all those things. So what happens is your positive hormones we were talking about, dopamine, oxytocin, and all that, it improves. The body appreciate those hormones because now you are not in stress. So you recognize, you enjoy that state of being, and hence you stay blissful throughout the day. Because now your anxiety level is low, your heart rate is stable and optimum, your respiratory, your breathing is proper. All the different parameters, like we were talking about, blood pressure, pH, and whatnot, everything within the range of functioning of the body. And this range could be different for different people. One person may have blood pressure 80, 120, which is theoretical average. But for other person, it could be 70, 110, or even lower. But if that is normal for me, that's normal for me, no worries. Or if it is 10 points higher, that's okay, because 80, 120 is an average for the world. Not that everyone should have, it cannot be. But if that's my normal, that's all I want. Whatever my normal is, I want to maintain that. So what happens when all the functions in the body is proper? Like all the organs and systems are working properly. So if your muscular system, skeleton system, immune system, all those things are working, so what will happen? Your heart, your pumping of the blood, distribution of the hemoglobin or the oxygen which goes to each cell. First of all, the level of oxygen in the blood, then distribution of oxygen for each cell, that improves. And when oxygen, when the water level, when all these functions are good for each cell, the cell, hence the tissues, hence the organs, hence all the systems will function normally. So because you are working at the energy level, this is a very fast mechanism, and something that is invisible. You will not be able to catch these blockage early. You catch when it comes to the physical level, which is too late. And hence you are avoiding health issue rather than once you get it, fixing it. So when we are doing these asana, it creates a little bit of, like electrical circuit. It creates the magnetic field in the body. You may have heard about piezoelectricity, like, if you click the lighter, that's, how the spark comes because of the property of the crystal. And when we are doing asanas, you are creating different circuits, and depending on the asanas and all. So it improves what we call your frequency, your energy. Each body has a unique frequency that you are emitting. As we improve, as we increase the energy, your body, or what we call consciousness level, goes up. Then your body is healthy, your mind is healthy, and you enjoy your life. So 4 basic principles underline these teaching and practices of yoga, when we are talking about the healing thing. So the asanas and all those things, different sutras, of course, talking much more detail. But then there are 4 principles. So the first principle is basically that your body is, it's like a holistic approach-wise explanation, that it is comprised of various interrelated dimensions, and you cannot separate them from one another. So health or illness of one dimension will impact the other. So like we say, our body is made up, there are 7 layers. So you cannot just talk about one layer and just describe everything. Or we say, when we are talking about the system, we cannot say, I will work on the physical body, but I will not worry about the mind. You cannot separate the two. You may start that way, that, okay, I will start working on my physical level, then slowly go towards. You cannot jump on everything at once. That's okay. But in understanding, we have to be very clear how the body functions. We cannot say, I will only work on the mind, I will forget the physical element. Your results will be suboptimal, not the best. So that's why you have to understand complete picture, and then work even at a small level. That's fine. The second principle is talking about that individuals have their uniqueness, and you have to approach understanding your uniqueness. So copy paste may not work, because may means little bit may work, but not 100%. Each individual is unique because our past is unique, our actions, our choices, thought process are unique. And that's why my energy is my energy, which will be different from maybe my siblings, my parents, and anybody around me. My way of thinking is my way of thinking, so I should not be copy pasting, oh, it is working for this person, let me do the same. Knowledge, okay, gain the knowledge, learn from others, but get to a point where you understand yourself and you can work based on your own thing. What's the third principle? Self-empowering. You and only you are your healer. If you think, I just go to a master, I just go to someone who you call God or whatever, and say, I don't know what, you fix me. It's a very weak system to believe in. When you look inward, when you find the guru inside you, when you find the master, when you find the Bhagwan, God, whatever you want to look at it, but inside you, now you are talking. So don't look for a solution from outside, look from a solution inside. There is nothing wrong in believing in some superpower, some powers, universe, which energy, whichever way we call it. But not just expecting everything from outside. You have to look inward, because solutions, power, everything is inside. We have to tap it. To be able to tap it, you have to first understand it, have faith, have trust in that. So believe in yourself and look inward. And the fourth one is, your mind is a very big factor. So the quality and the state of your mind means, you are full of negativity, you are full of positivity. Are you in a balanced state, or always, sometime extreme left or right? It all depends on that. When you are positive, when you understand these topics, understand and follow, your results will be much faster. You may have known or met or heard about people who will manifest anything, just like that. They don't take years for manifestation to come true. It's quick. They have many examples to talk about. And whereas there are many people who say, I've been doing this for years, nothing happens, nothing changed in my life. So someone may be physically doing, whether it is asanas, yoga, or any other thing, but we don't know the thoughts. We don't know the state of mind. We don't know throughout the day the person is able to stay positive, or 15 minutes, half an hour, okay, during meditation, I'm good, and after that, I go back to normal. And if my normal is negativity, full of negativity, then how can my healing be same as compared to a person who's always positive? If you're always doubting yourself, lack of self-confidence or self-esteem, all those negativity which usually you see most of the people, most of the life, they are stuck in first three chakras. And first three chakra means these low-level emotions. You get stuck with greed, guilt, shame, all those low esteem, low confidence, low, that you do not trust, believe, understand yourself. So, masters, this was about yoga and why it is so important to enhance or improve your meditation.